and welcome to the ALR King of the Ring, the initial one, for 2023. This is day 3. This will be the semifinal and the final. We'll have one lap showdowns for the semifinal between. Let me find that real quick. It'll be between BX Royal and Sick Boy, and the other side will be Sonic King versus Kerpale. Sick Boy being Kyle, I believe. So they're playing rock, paper, scissors right now to determine who will pick between pole and the choice of car. And I think, yeah, we're good to go. I believe car being chosen. I'll see here in a second, actually. Is it already up? Okay, it'll be the BMW M3. So that'll be our first round here for a semifinal. And again, it's just one lap around the Nürburgring, the whole thing. And, okay. Just resetting the lobby for weather. And we'll be just a second here. So, he says he's going for a toilet break, so we'll sit tight. I believe Ross has said that his money is on BX to win the whole thing. That's probably a pretty good bet. We have 4 very fast drivers here today, so it's really up to anybody, I think. But we've had a pretty exciting group stage, which was day 1 on Wednesday, and last night rather, was the round of 16 in the quarterfinals. At least in my lobby, I know we had a few good showdowns, and I think Jin and Kyle went for like a almost picture finish. I was very, very close to the end. I didn't get to see it myself. I was in the other lobby. I think we had just a little bit of drama. I was a little pushed to pass, questionable drama in one of the races, and we also had. What's a good matchup? Otto and Kerpale stayed pretty close throughout the whole thing, and Kerpale's the one that advanced through that. And we'll be starting soon. Let's get myself ready. Does anybody else have anybody in the chat have any bets on who's maybe going to win this race or maybe win the whole thing? Let us know. Alright, and we are going to get started with our first semifinal for today. The Kerpale guy is pretty quick. I have to agree with Kerpale. That's better. 5 lights out, and away we go. BX is going to be in pole because Kyle picked the car. And Kyle will be right behind BX going into turn 1. Jin says his money's on BX, but you never know, and it's true. These kind of one-lap showdowns are a pretty different format than what we usually have here in ALR. And Kyle's going to get the inside on BX into this bit of a chicane. But Kyle's going to come out behind BX because BX had the inside of the important turn there. And we will keep it pretty close in our first few corners of this roughly 8-minute lap. keep it to within a half a second, and Kyle's bringing it a little bit closer here as we exit the GP portion of the track. VX is having a little bit of trouble there. We'll see Kyle still putting on the pressure. It's very fast flowing portions. It's important to get the right braking, and it looks like very clean so far. Go into fluke plots, and VX is going to extend his lead just a little bit by little bit. So we're just over half a second into almost 6/10. Cool. Kyle is going to lose it a little bit as he gets into the grass, just a little, and he's going to keep it on track there, coming off guard. He's going to drop back about a second and a half there, as he's just a little bit shaken going into the next few corners. It's not too clean at the moment. I'll keep an eye on this for a second. VX is just extending that lead a little bit more, a couple of tenths. Kyle's gonna have to push it a little bit here to try to catch some time from those mistakes. Although it's gonna be pretty tall order, just on VX's pace. VX is going to drop a little bit of time there as he gets a little bit of a poor exit up this very long, flat out portion. He's about almost 2/10. He's keeping it in 5th gear, which is probably a good call. A little bit shaky there for VX, but I don't know if that was actually just me switching cameras. Well past the halfway portion here, and BX looks pretty good to win this if he can keep it clean. Takes it a little bit rough on that first carousel. Kyle's gained about half a second in the last about 10 corners. VX is going to get real shaky here, and it's a little bit more time. It doesn't look like Kyle's going to take too much advantage of that. Not enough to really be putting the pressure on. In this format, you really, like, even though the lap is so long, you don't really need to worry about tire wear or anything like that too much. I don't think any of the cars struggle that greatly on tire wear that we're able to choose from. Kyle is gaining a little bit here, another second. Inching it closer, but we're really getting down to the grind here. Yeah, I agree with Jin. Jin says Kyle needs to be within a second at the beginning of the final straight. Yeah, that's about it. I think maybe if you get really lucky on a second and a half, but it doesn't look like he's going to be getting in that sort of range. It would take a very large mess up from BX on the exit to give Kyle any bit of spare air. Looks like BX is going to do all right there. Kyle's got a little bit closer there, but he's gonna drop a little bit of time on the straight itself. So that's probably going to be the end of this first semifinal, and that'll be BX likely here going on to face either Sonic or Kerpale, which will be our next race. Same exact format. We'll have a little break as we do rock, paper, scissors and reset the lobby. And BX is going to take these last few turns. A little bit of time dropped off, but not 2 seconds is. That's going to be it here for BX. Congratulations on a pretty good battle, as Kyle kept up pretty well, I think, with it's very, very smooth driving, at least for the first 3/4 of that. So, that will be our first winner for today. So we have a list of eligible cars that are allowed to drive for this. So the M3 that was used in this first race is obviously one selection. Probably the most popular, I think, from what I've seen, would be the Alfa Romeo 4C. You also have the Aston Martin DBR9, the GT by Citroën, Jaguar F-Type, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution Final, the Nissan GTR Nismo 2013, the Subaru WRX, and the Suzuki VGT. These are all Group 3 cars that we've not used, I don't think, in any tier in the last 2 seasons. And we'll do a lobby reset, get fresh weather. Might have ourselves the chance for rain. Probably not in this iteration, but just check on that. I don't think I only saw one lobby in the previous rounds that had rain. Could have been more. Just only saw the one myself. And cool. And we're gonna check. This is online rock, paper, scissors as well, so they are just finishing. Kerpale looks like he's won every single rock, paper, scissors so far. It's the best of, or first of 3 wins for that. And looks like he's won. He's going to take the option for pole, which will give Sonic the opportunity to pick one of the cars that I mentioned earlier. And it looks like Sonic's going to pick the Jaguar F-Type. I think it's been used a couple of times in this series. There's our starting soon. So, yep, there we go. We will be beginning the race real shortly. So for our semifinal 2, Sonic versus Carpale in the Jaguar F-Type. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 lights. Out and away we go. Carpale and pole, and Sonic gets a good start there off the line. So he's going to be just on Carpale's bumper. Sonic gets him already in the lead there, as Carpale's struggling a little bit with his traction. A little bit of contact from Sonic. Carpale gets into the lead there yet again. Sonic's kind of weaving around in the back, and they'll be trading positions here in the mid-turn, and Carpale's gonna have the inside, which is gonna be the better route. Sonic goes a bit out, but ahead. Very close battle here to start our second semifinal. Oh, Carpale jumps the entire chicane, and he's gonna get a penalty for that as well, so that's not gonna be a good sign for things to come in this race for him, as he's already 3 seconds back. No penalty, it seems, so I think he's gotten away with that one, but still 3.1 back on Sonic as we enter the Nordschleife. And dropping back ever so slightly more. Also should point out, last race we had both drivers both using the King of the Ring liveries made by Jin, who has also put this whole thing together. Very brilliant fashion. Very well done. And Carpale is going to have that livery as well. Nice to see them out on track. Carpale dropping just a little bit further back as Sonic's just having a really clean run through the ring here. Tire slip. Looks like Sonic's dropped a little bit more tire wear than Carpale so far, but let's see if that has any effect on them late in the game. Also, evening, Higgsy. Thank you for joining. Kerpale's gonna lose it a little bit there. He's dropped another about a second and a half in the last 2 sectors or so. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but the final round will be a best of 3, and currently looks between BX and Sonic, which I think was the 2 favorite drivers there. We are not done here yet. There is still a little bit to go. Sonic breaks out into the final straight. And Sonic will be coming home with the win for the semifinal, with a 13-second lead on Kerpale and a pretty impressive 7:54 lap time. And Kerpale's just finishing up his lap now. So that will give us a BX and Sonic final, best of 3 there. And with a car that hasn't been decided yet, but we will get to that very shortly. Yeah, I think it was very well fought there, especially at the beginning. Shame it was such a distance at the end, but this is one heck of a challenge of a tournament, and yeah, we'll have at most 3 more races left here between 2 very fast drivers, and I think this will be quite the clash for the final. We'll reset the lobbies here yet again for weather, and it looks like we're gonna have another easy sunny day. for our first of 3 in our grand final. Yeah, I do not think we're gonna have weather here. Looks like Sonic King has lost the rock, paper, scissors, and it'll be BX for picking pole or which car, and BX is gonna pick pole, so Sonic will have again the choice of car. And welcome Hegsy again. He says first time here. Who's the favorite? I honestly don't know. These two are very close in pace and very good. So we're gonna have 3 races to figure out who is the king of the ring and who's the fastest. And I think we're gonna have a race for 3rd place if Kyle comes back. But that cool. I think yeah, it looks like we're gonna have that, which is gonna be a good little bit of fun to add on to this. And I believe Sonic has picked the GT by Citroen. Very big, boxy car, and certainly an interesting one to drive. Just getting ready. We'll be starting soon here in our first of 3 races for the final. All right. And to decide the king of the ring, first of 3. We have 5 out, lights out, and away we go. BX at pole, Sonic right behind him. So we go into turn 1 in very different angles. Looks like BX will get the better of that one as Sonic went very much to the inside. Which will put BX at front for the moment, and it looks like he's got a little bit of space there, at least to be somewhat comfortable through this GP so far. GP section. BX gets a little bit of wheel slip there as he comes up the hill and out the corner. And Sonic will still be quite close behind, about 4/10 and closing, with a very good exit there. Just got a little bit of draft as well as they head into the chicane, the end part of the GP portion. BX is still going to carry that lead. Plays a little bit of defense there. BX will lose it a little bit on that curb, but he's only going to lose about half a hundredth. Which will gain back pretty closely as Sonic is pushing really hard in these tight turns. Drop back to 1.2. Bix loses a little bit of time there at the end of Flugplatz, but will get a much better exit, almost increasing his lead to 1.5 seconds. Bix loses it a little bit there on the curb, but still just under a 2-second gap. Get a little background party music from the tailgates on the side of the track. Bix is just gaining just little bit by little bit, but very steadily so, which if you can keep this pace up, then this first race will at least be a wrap in these throw-ins. But we're just over halfway in our first of 3. Sonic gets a lot of curb there on the exit. He's going to drop even a little bit more time. Bix gets off the carousel with a 2.5 second lead and a little bit time lost there as Sonic gets pretty well through that portion. But just a little under a 1/10 difference there. Bix is going to gain that right back from Sonic. Sonic's gonna make a little bit of an error there. Oh, you know, he's completely made a huge error as he just hit the wall, and that's gonna be the end of this race for Sonic. And fortunate start for him. BX will take this one home with Sonic coming back in with a 21 second, trailing by 21 seconds. It's going to extend it a little bit more as he gets back into the rhythm. Jin says you get a little bit of oversteer there, and yes. Oh, BX almost loses it there, but keeps it well on. And just looking for his first win tally of this 3 series. Gets onto the back straight with a 25 second lead. And Sonic makes another error as he's probably just a bit frustrated. Look like on the second carousel there. BX will indeed take this first race home and get a 1 win towards his bid for King of the Ring. Be just a few seconds as we wait for Sonic to finish up his lap, and we'll move on to another round of rock, paper, scissors, and round 2. And so now, oh yeah, Sonic's just gonna call it there, so this will end in just a second. BX putting in a very impressive 752. Cool, we'll get on to round 2 here. Okay, a little bit of confusion in the chat, but this is best of 3. Sonic needs to come back though, so we're gonna be a few minutes as we're gonna get him back into the lobby so we can finish this up. I still don't think you knew that was the case. We're gonna go ahead and reset the lobby as we wait here. Hopefully he's coming back, because got a race. But we will have a battle for 3rd place taking place after this final, and Sonic is back, so that's good. Cool, we're just getting everybody on the same page here. It appears, well, not the first one, but not the first incidence of this, but there's a few rules in this series which found another rule book, which is very well put together. And we gotta still have yet to play our rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Just saying the RPS rock paper scissors thing is a bit time consuming, isn't it? I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Maybe. I don't know. I think if everybody's on the same page, wouldn't be too bad. And it looks like Sonic won, maybe. I think. No, he can't choose a drag because he's already chosen the drag. Good point by BX there. So Sonic's going to go with the Suzuki, which is a very interesting car. It's one I chose and ended up regretting a bit. Not sure why I chose it. So yeah, the Suzuki VGT of the Vision Gran Turismo series of cars doesn't actually exist, but does in this game for some reason. So we're gonna get ready here for our round 2 and potential elimination round. If BX can pull out another win. And with a very strange convertible top, we will get rolling here in just a second. Five lights out, and away we go for round 2 of the King of the Ring final. And BX will get a fairly better start than he did on the last time out, but Sonic's gonna brake very late into turn 1, but that'll put him pretty much as behind as he was on the start straight. BX is just... Oh, nope, he's going to lose a little bit more time there. And Sonic's going to be right on his rear as we go onto another straight and into a chicane. And they're going to be side by side almost. Sonic has the outside, which is probably going to give BX the advantage here. As BX leads yet again into the Nordschleife. Up by 0.8 of a second and gaining just a little bit, as we saw last time, as Sonic also struggled in this section first time out. BX is going to brake much later there, and he's going to gain another about 2/10 as he's been gaining about a couple thousandths on each turn. As he brings out his lead to a 1.5 seconds. Sonic will gain every now and then, but he seems to get a little bit out of rhythm pretty quickly. But he's gaining good bits here. It looks BX might be a little out. BX is a little bit on the grass there, but he gets off okay. BX is looking to stretch that lead into a 2-second one. He's on just about there now. He does seem to have the edge on Sonic in these laps. BX is a little shaky there, but it's only going to lose him about a 1/10. Enter the first carousel with a 2.2-second lead. Too much has changed here in the last half lap or so. Sonic seems to have a little bit of a misstep there as he's dropping back just a little bit more, but he gains that right back as he has good rhythm coming into this portion of track. Back 3/10 and then right back at it. Getting this 10ths back pretty quickly. See another 1/10 or 2 there in about 3 corners. Still quite close enough to have anything happen here at the end of this race, but BX being up 2.1. If he can hold that steady, he'll be just fine going on to the long straight. Still a little bit of way to get there, though. To get about the 2.2 seconds. Sonic's getting just little bits by little bits, and he's gonna go off. Oh, that's gonna be the end of his race most likely, as he goes very wide on the second carousel and drops about 2.5 seconds, and that is horrifying for the end of this race for Sonic. He was keeping it quite close and might have just had that shot onto the final straight to catch a little bit of a draft and make it a good challenge, but that is all gone now as BX flies onto the long straight with a 5.8 second lead almost. And again, if BX does win this, then he will be crowned the King of the Ring, ALR King of the Ring. And that'll be it. BX comes home as the first ALR champion of King of the Ring. And Sonic will come in second place here, about 6.5 seconds behind. And BX has won 2 of 2, and this will be it for the finals. We're going to head into a unplanned, but I think quite exciting third place match. I think this is going to be a one lap ordeal. But yeah, those were very clean laps. I didn't actually see what the time was there, but yeah, BX putting in a 7:51.7. Essentially, Sonic not too far behind. Both of them being under sub 8 minutes is insane. Even with a really big mistake there by Sonic. But what a display of speed. And yeah, we're gonna have Kyle versus Kerpale for the third place match. Cool. We have I believe so. Yes, please. I don't think anybody wants to do best of 3. Kyle doesn't even have time for it. But yeah, we'll Jid says just want to say farewell, as we won't be seeing this track at all in any of its forms for our season 13 of the Group 3 series in ALR, and unfortunately, I think this is one of my favorite tracks, despite not being that good at it. And I don't know, it's just a whole other type of track that you don't really get anywhere else. So we're gonna play another round of rock paper scissors, and we will have to see if Kerpale can pull away another three wins in rock paper scissors, and he's going to be fully undefeated for this series. And that Kerpale. Wait, did he lose? Kyle has won, and Kerpale's going to take his first loss. I think Kerpale was just wanting to do this for the rock paper scissors, and now he's defeated. Kyle's going to pick the Aston Martin DBR9. I think it's a good choice. Probably one of the better of these Group 3 selection cars. It's also, I think, the most expensive of the cars, which I had to shell out a few million for getting all the cars for this, because I don't really collect all the Group 3 cars probably as much as I should. I have most of them now, obviously, but that Aston Martin was nice, 800,000 credits, which was great. And we're going to get started here in our third place match, which will indeed be a one lap challenge. And the DBR9s, we have 5 lights out and away we go. Kerpale in with pole position. And Capel also using, to note, the King of the Ring livery. I think it's very fitting for the car. This is my opinion. And Kyle's going to be checking the outside of Capel there. Going quite wide. So he's going to look for the better line coming out of this. But Capel will keep it nice and tight and still with a lead. So Kyle's going to come quick and late on the outside, and I think that's going to mess him up just a little bit, but Capel's going to mess up his exit a little, and that's going to even things out just a bit. So both of these drivers are taking much different lines into these corners, and I think it's a good thing they haven't made contact yet. Hopefully at all. Kyle cuts that chicane just a little bit there at the end, so I hope he doesn't get a penalty for that. Well, it's just on the inside, but I think he's going to be clean, but Capel's going to get knocked out a little bit on the outside as we exit the GP portion, go on to the Nordschleife. So Kyle's going to take the lead here. Capel's going to get a little bit on the grass coming off one of those tight right-handers, and about 6/10 back on Kyle. Kyle getting just a little bit of time there, and it looks like it'll be pretty. Just going to be gaining little bits here. Lost a small chunk in the corner, but he's losing more. I think there's much different gearing much differently for each other, so it's hard to keep tabs on the time. Capel is shortening that gap just a little bit. Making a good effort to catch up to Kyle here. He's got it within a half a second now. Kyle's got a little bit heavier of a lead now, 1.6 seconds. He keeps gaining hundredths here and there. Seems like Capel's having a little bit of trouble in the mid portions of this one lap race. Drops back to 2.3 seconds. Tell he's braking just a little bit later than Kyle, but exits don't seem to be getting much better. Kyle goes a little bit off there, and he's not going to lose much time. I think Capel just didn't take that turn any bit better. And Kyle is going to bring it up to 2.9 seconds. And gaining. Cracked into the threes now. Pale grabs a little bit back as he's getting some little bits of advantage into these turns. Kyle's looking a little bit shaky into this portion of the track. But Kerpale's dropping it back a little bit further, actually. He might have had a little bit of a slip there. Kerpale goes quite wide, almost completely on the dirt. It just drops back to 3.2 seconds, 3.4. Kyle's looking pretty strong to finish the end of this race in the lead. Oh, as he goes completely off, as I spoke a little bit too soon there, as he goes into both sides of the barriers. Kerpale's going to take the lead. Kyle coming back on about 3 seconds back. He's going to drop a little bit more time there as well. Oh, what an error from Kyle, as he really was looking to wrap this up. Now 4.2 seconds. So we've gone to the final carousel and the last long straight. And Kyle's going to be just too far back. So Kerpale being just 2-3 seconds behind for most of this race is now in the lead by 4. And looking up to take up 3rd place in this King of the Ring series. Kyle's going to get a little bit better of an exit. Much better exit, honestly, but it's going to be way too far for him to get any sort of meaningful assistance. By the end of the straight, he's dropping actually a little bit of time there for some reason. In the middle of the straight. Shifted or something. Yeah, this Kerpale's got 5 extra kph at the end there. And Kerpale goes into the final few turns clean, and he will take home 3rd place to finish out this King of the Ring. I want to give a huge thank you to Gin Tonics for putting all of this on as a huge amount of effort and putting up this very cool format, which I hope we can keep doing, especially on the ring. And yeah, honestly, brilliant job. This was a lot of fun to watch and participate in. And thank you all for joining. And also anybody else who helped Jen. I think there were other people testing cars as well or something. I'm not quite sure, but thank you to everybody who had a hand in this. It was a great time, honestly. So we will finish up with BX Royal in 1st and official King of the Ring for ALR. 2nd place will be Sonic King. 3rd place will go to Kerpale. And I think that's going to be... Oh yeah, thank you. Jen says thanks to all the hosts. That is big as well, because without the hosts, this would have not gone very smoothly. So thank you to all of you. And I think that will be it for today. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you, Jen. I appreciate that. But looking forward to seeing you all next time for the Aero League Racing. We're going to have a charity race. The Mine charity race is going to be, pull this up just to remind everybody, I think January 15th. It's on a Saturday. I believe it's the 15th. That'll be 500 miles. I think 500 miles around Daytona road course. We'll have 30 drivers and 2 lobbies, and that'll be quite exciting. And raising money for a very good charity, Mind. And I think, nope, 13th? I think it's on the 13th. It's Saturday. But anyway, thanks for joining, and see you next time.